Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the full moon in Taurus lunar eclipse. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is wonderful to have you here. If you want to learn more about these readings and how to get the most out of them, you can check out the tutorial video I created to catch you up on all of the amazing things that we do in these readings and the best practices I recommend for getting the most out of the information that's coming through and understanding where this information is coming from. Essentially your spiritual support team, but we get more into that in the introduction video. For those who are not new, hello and welcome back. It is lovely to have you here. I appreciate you. I'm honored to show up and serve you in this way as we together navigate the astrological cycles and understand more about our own astrology and use the spiritual tools of the cards to connect with our support team on the regular, to honor these cycles and to get the most out of them so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. So let's talk first about full moon energy. Full moon energy is the energy of the fullness of a cycle. It's a celebratory energy. So with full moons, we tend to focus on the things that we are celebrating under the theme of the sign that the moon is full in. Now, a full moon is always in the sign that's opposite wherever the sun is right now. So right now, the sun is in the sign of Scorpio, and the opposite of Scorpio in the astrological story is Taurus. Before we get more into the Taurus energies, this is not just a full moon. This is a full moon lunar eclipse. So the energy of this cycle is a little bit different than our typical full moon energies. Typically, a full moon energy vibration cycle information will last us 28 days until the next full moon that we have. However, eclipses are more powerful, more punctuated energies that have longer cycles. They can be from 6 months to a year. So this full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus cycle is going to last us a year. And so it's going to take us from when the full moon happens on November 8th all the way to when the next full moon eclipse happens October 28th next year, 2023. So this is a year-long celebration that we are being invited into when it comes to the Taurus themes. Now, the Taurus energy is the second sign of our zodiac story. It's what's called a fixed sign. Fixed signs represent the fullness of a season. So in the Northern Hemisphere, Taurus happens during the season of spring. It represents the fullness of the spring energy and archetype. It has the element of the earth. So earth elements in our zodiac story represents the material world. It represents the physical realm. And so we have with the Taurus energy this beautiful vibration and focus on values, material possessions, the environment, and the earth. So these are the themes that the Taurus archetype and energy brings up and brings into the zodiac story and into our lives to explore on a deeper way. It's a contrasting energy to the Scorpio vibration, which is the season that we're in. The energies that are opposite each other are always going to be in the same, what's called modality. So Scorpio is also a fixed sign, but it represents the fullness of the season of fall. So we have the fullness of spring opposite the fullness of fall, creating this dichotomy and complementary yet opposing energies. Scorpio is the energy of water, whereas Taurus is the energy of earth. So Scorpio is more concerned about the emotional realm, is more concerned about diving deep into the fullness of our emotions, where Taurus energy is really fixed and wants to stay on the material plane in the earth and is concerned with the practical, physical realm. So as we are going to move into this cycle with this lunar eclipse, we are going to be celebrating with the full moon energy this Taurus vibration, so values, when it comes to our own values of who we are, what we value in a practical way in our lives, what we find supportive, and what helps to ground us in this experience of life. We're going to be celebrating that with the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. So even if you don't believe in angels, your spiritual support team, whoever they may be, is going to help bring guidance to you through the Angel Therapy deck. You are going to be watching only one reading for this lunar phase. There's a lot going on. If you haven't watched the new moon solar eclipse reading for the new moon in Scorpio, I recommend watching that because that's a whole nother cycle that we're in right now that has very, very powerful energies playing out in our lives, and it's going to help us navigate the things that are coming up in our sphere. But this reading, you are only going to watch for where the moon shows up in your chart. So you're going to look for this symbol right here. And this symbol right here represents the moon. And you're going to look for in your chart what astrological sign this symbol was in. If you don't know how to find that information, I did create a tutorial video to help guide you to that information and to that understanding. It is available and the link that's popping up right now. And you can learn all about the information of your chart, or at least how to understand and read the chart from this tutorial video. So you'll watch the video and the advice for your moon sign for this reading. So if you want to support me, there are many ways to do that. You can comment on this, like this, share this, dialogue with me about this, help me learn what is working for you and resonating for you and what isn't. And you can also share it with people who you think might benefit from this guidance and information and this fun game that we play with the astrological cycles, our own astrology, and the spiritual support tools of the cards. You can also give me a financial donation at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. And you can sign up for any of my services at devotedandvulnerable.com/services. I do offer chart readings there. I do meditations. You can contact me for custom guided meditation. I offer tapping services, and I have a chakra meditation service as well. Those are ways that you can support me if you feel called. It is not necessary, but some people want to know how they can reach out and support me, and those are the ways. Also, let me just invite you in to watch MacLeod's really amazing breakdown of what is going on astrologically the moment this eclipse happens in 16 degrees 1 minute of Taurus at 6:02 in the morning Eastern time on November 8th. If you want to learn more about where the planets are and what that means for you on a personal level, you can go watch her video. I'll link it here so that you can really learn more about the astrology of this particular moment. I watched the video. I thought it was super helpful and supportive, and so I'm going to guide you there if you want to study more and learn more about astrology and learn more about how this phase is going to impact you. So let's get started and find out what we are going to be celebrating when it comes to our values and our finances for this lunar eclipse cycle that is going to take us all the way into October of next year. This reading is for you if the moon was in Virgo when you were born. If you're already familiar with the moon in Virgo energy, you can scroll ahead to the card reading. So the moon always represents our emotions in the astrological story, and the sign that it's in always represents how our emotions express. So your emotions express themselves through the Virgo archetype. The archetype of the Virgo is the Virgin. It's this energy of sifting through the harvest to decide and analyze what's worth keeping and what's going back to the earth to be turned over into something new. The modality of Virgo is mutable, which is the adaptable energies, this changing energy. Mutable energies always happen at the end of a season as one season wraps up and a new season hasn't quite yet begun. So Virgo is the wrap up of summer and the beginning or the shift or the transition into fall in the Northern Hemisphere. The element of Virgo is earth. So this is changing physicality, which is what the earth represents, this energetic world, this material world, which is represented in the physical plane by the element of earth. So your emotions are very adaptable, very earthy, very physical based. You might find that your emotions are observant, precise, helpful, reliable, and analytical. And always keep in mind, whenever you learn about a different astrological alignment that you have, that is just a breadcrumb of the astrological cake, and that there's so much more going on in your chart that may be modifying or influencing this alignment and vibration. I always also tell people to look at the solar signs of whatever archetype or alignment you're trying to learn about. So you would look at the solar Virgos, people who are born as we transition from summer to fall, and look at how they shine so you can learn more from them about your emotional realm. Let's get into the reading here. If you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths, opened your heart to receive the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time, and called in your spiritual support team, I invite you to do that now. You can pause the video if you need more time. Okay, we're shuffling you guys up a little bit. Let's do this. I love this card. It came out twice in the solar eclipse reading, so if you haven't watched those, check and see if this card shows up for you in those readings. Singing and dancing. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. Yes. Okay, so we're talking about a celebration of our values and of the physical world, and your support for this celebration is coming through singing and dancing. So this is a year-long dance and song that you're going to be engaging in when it comes to your emotional realm. Your emotions are really inviting you into this play, into this expression, into this really deepening of your creative realm. This is going to help you honor your values and help you to be present in your body. So I feel like the movement is to help you be present in your body, to be grounded, which is what this Taurus energy, this eclipse energy is inviting us into. And the values, what I'm hearing is be very mindful of what it is you're singing about. For the next year, I encourage you with all of my heart to only sing songs that are about what you value. So this may mean that for a while you put down the songs that represent for you true emotions that you've experienced and gone through and resonate with. But it's time with this next cycle to start singing about what you value. So maybe I'm not being quite clear here. It's something that I practice, so sometimes it's hard for me to explain. But I used to sing songs, about heartache. And then I noticed how heartache would show up invariably in my life in different ways. And when I started singing songs about the power of love, the power of kindness, singing songs about how the importance of children and the celebration of innocence and, the coming together of the human spirit, that these are things that I value, and when I sing about them, the power that comes through my body and my being just resonates so strongly. So sing songs that align with your value systems, to sing songs that really help you feel like you are embodying what it is that you value, because this eclipse is inviting us into a deeper look at what we value in life. And the singing and dancing card is also inviting you into that, to the celebration of what you value, to sing songs about the things that you value in a deeper way. Like, for example, if we just look at the Christmas season and the holiday songs. For me, my favorite holiday song is a song that a lot of people haven't even heard of. I couldn't believe that people hadn't heard of it, but it's my grown-up Christmas list. and it shares the things that I value now as an adult, of receiving. Like, that's the only thing that I want is peace on earth for Christmas, right? Like, that's the most important thing. That's what I value. So I sing about that instead of singing about, Santa baby and all of the, more material based, less aligned with my true core values celebration of the season. Hopefully this is making sense. Let me know if it's not. Let me know if you have questions. This is a simple but powerful and profound advice for you for the next year. Sing and dance, my beautiful, beautiful moon in Virgos. Let yourself express yourself. Let it be in a physical way. Let your values be spoken through your song, and have fun for this entire lunar eclipse cycle. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.